ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्बोधभूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Verse 51 ब्रह्मलोकाभिवाञ्छायां सम्यक् सत्यां निरुध्यतां विचारयेद्यात्मानं न तु साक्षात् करोत्ययम्. So Vidyaranya talks about this possibility of obstacles when student exposes to Mahavakya teaching. And those obstacles are known and unknown. So when they are present, definitely the person understands Mahavakya, yet not able to accept, not able to claim. Understand, and then why he doesn't accept? Well, understands in terms of, well, that yes, that Jiva is Brahman, or individual is Brahman, or I am Brahman, but no, it is not a fact for me, like that. And so, even though he has a jnanam, generally we call that this is jnanam is there, but jnanam should be aparoksham, immediate. Well, he should say the I which is immediate, which is aparoksha, is Brahman. There is no Brahman other than I. There is no I without being Brahman. That is the identity. But no, he says no, I am still, I will consider myself as a seeker of moksha, etc. And so that still it's a goal for me. So this kind of a thing. So that some obstacle is there. There are other types of obstacle also, he will talk. And so this will be, when this turns out to be a fact, then definitely your mindset will change. That's what I said. I am a seeker, that's a mindset. Moksha is a goal, is a mindset, etc. So, well, when the understanding really takes place, obstacle will not be there, then, well, you won't say like this. Then moksha will not remain a goal for you. You won't look upon yourself as a mumukshu also. Anyway, but that kind of obstacle can go, well, with the help of this Nirguna Brahma Upasana, called Samvadi Brahma. So, Jnana, this is, the Jnana Abhasa will turn to Jnana. So, this is how, and this can happen in any Janma, that's what we are discussing. It may happen in this Janma, it may happen in next Janma, it may happen in next to next Janma, etc., etc. So, definitely, well, this is, and therefore there is nothing to worry also. If obstacles are there, and if you are not knowing the obstacles, and you are still not able to appreciate the teaching in totality, then there will be a lot of confusion in the mind. Why I am not able to accept it, etc., etc. Even though I am able to understand Mahavakya, but still I am not able to accept it. Why it is not a fact for me, etc. And he could not find answer, because there are adrishtapati bandha also. And then the person remains really, he will be in perplexed. So we will not have to worry. It will be clear in course of time. It may not happen even in this life. Well, will happen in next life. Will happen in next life, etc. So this is what has been said. So that's a little. There should be a little, you know. People have that kind of a. I mean, they feel impatience with regard, especially when the age, when you are, everyone is aging. In old age, you feel that this you should gain it and you should assimilate it. You don't want. I don't want to be born again and this and that, and so people become impatient with this, and you can see the impatience in the people. Anyway, but that's said here, nothing to worry. Yeah, the spiritual journey they consider as is one. Even though one takes many births, still the journey is considered one because the journey continues from where you have left. So like, going to some particular place and there are in between so many stations, and from that station to the other station to the other station. So like that, this is there, and this is a statement by Bhagavan himself. When we saw also up to 50th verse, what has been discussed in the 6th chapter, what has been told by Bhagavan in the 6th chapter at the end, that is what he quoted also, and therefore very authentic. So anyway, in this verse 51, Vidyaranya says, well, that any type of obstacle, of course, to Mahavakya, well, not understanding Mahavakya, etc., will be based on improving the ahankara. This is very clear. That is how in Yoga Shastra they call Pancha Klesha. That reveals everything. So the first is avidya, ignorance. Then second is ahankara, the sense of individuality. When you don't know you are limitless, definitely you commit a mistake. You will judge yourself because you are self-conscious. So you don't know the self as it is. Well, you commit a mistake regarding the self. Your judgment will be wrong judgment, which we call error. And that what will be the judgment? Well, I am limited. If you don't know I am limitless, definitely you will take something else as a self. That is body, mind, sense complex, and so your sense of individuality will be there. And then when sense of individuality is there and you are feeling sense of limitation, and therefore ultimately in order to gain that completeness, definitely you look into objects. There will be extrovertedness. And then this is the self. Then whatever is conducive, whatever the objects which are conducive to the body, mind, sense complex, you will have attachment. And whatever the objects for which you have a dvesha, hatred, etc., a dislike, etc., then you will definitely hate it. I mean, dvesha will be there. So, not conducive. I mean, whatever the objects which are not conducive to your body, mind, sense complex. So, this is how raga dvesha also develops it. And the final is called abhinivesha. So, vidya, ahankara, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesha. Abhinivesha is a sense of a constant sense of insecurity. Constant sense. Considering this as a self, naturally you know this is time bound, you are seeing in the world. And therefore there will be a constant sense of insecurity. That constant sense of insecurity will definitely give rise to a attachment, a strong attachment to few things which are looked upon as a source of security. And therefore, like money and power, and power gives security, money gives security, family gives security, relationship gives security, a house gives you security, certain your fixed deposit, etc. All these things will give you a certain sense of security. So you clinch to that, basically, onto that. That strong attachment due to a constant sense of insecurity is called abhinivesha. And therefore, ultimately, this Panchaklesha, Yoga Shastra talks, but we accept. Bhashyakara mentions also some in Bhashyam. In Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam itself, it is there in 8th chapter. Anyway, so point is basically this. So, because of ignorance, this ahankara, etc. will be there, sense of individuality and all this I said. So, whatever you do in your life will be for improving your ahankara, improvement of ahankara. Because you don't know the equation. You feel if I get this, or if I become something different from what I am right now, well, I will definitely improve myself, and thereby, well, one day I will become free from all kinds of limitations. That's a simple calculation you do, but it is a wrong calculation. Not understanding that a limited thing, a limited individual, whatever he does, or whatever he gets, or whatever he becomes in time, will be limited only. But anyway, so all the time you try to improve your ahankar. And that is in the process, you may even, suppose if you are a Vaidika, well, you may be interested in a Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka means a Vaikuntha or Kailasa. That is Brahmaloka. Depending upon what is your Ishta Devata, what is the form of Ishvara which you look upon and you meditate upon, well, that loka you will get. If you look upon Vishnu as a Ishvara and you meditate on Vishnu, well, definitely you will gain Brahmaloka, means you will get Vaikuntha. Well, if you are a Shiva Upasaka, well, the same Brahmaloka will be a Kailasa for you. So this kind of thing will be there naturally. As a Hankara, well, definitely you feel that if I go to this such a place where there will be constant association with Ishvara, etc., and thereby you will become free from all kinds of, conflicts and all kinds of strifes, etc. Well, so this is how Brahma, that's what he says here, Brahmaloka Abhivancha. So, this is also a big obstacle. Brahmaloka Abhivancha. That is the reason why many people do not get exposed to the teaching. They don't want a teaching because they say whatever they are doing in terms of, doing japa, etc. and all, or with a certain mantra on their Ishta Devata, etc. means, well, that is sufficient. We don't want this kind of a thing. I'm fine with my own meditations. I don't want this teaching. These are all intellectual exercises. We don't want. Really, people don't come to this. All the time they want to meditate, do japa, etc. They don't want to do this. So anyway, such people, definitely there is a pratibandha. So they do upasana, etc. on Ishvara and they will get a Brahmaloka, definitely. Saguna Brahma Upasana. We are talking Nirguna Brahma Upasana. I will show you the difference after some time. So this desire, well, will be for better environment, desire for one's own improvement, etc. Desire for one's own people's improvement, family improvement, which we call mamakara, etc. Well, will be all the time there. So that's how people, they cannot imagine themselves without a certain things. Without that, I will be an empty person. Without that, I will be I have no fulfillment. So people marry just because of that purpose. How can I look upon myself as an unmarried person? That's not fair. Well, how can I look upon myself without a child? I'm married and we should have a children. We should have this wealth, we should have our own house, we should have this, we should have this, we should have this, all based on ahankara only. And well, so there is any desire other than the desire of this moksha, which is in terms of just knowledge, is nothing but a desire for nourishing ahankara. That's what it is. Because it is, ahankara is born of ignorance, as we said, avidya, asmita. They call asmita, but it is the same, ego. Asmita means what? Ta indicates ness, right? Madhurata. Same way asmita. So asmi, asmita, asminess, I-ness. Aham asmi, right? Asmi means I. So I-ness, ego. So asmita, they use the word asmita, but it is ahankara. So anyway, Brahmaloka Abhivanchayam, this intense yearning for this Brahmaloka is samyak satyam. When it is very true for you, it is very intense for you. Well, tam nirudya yaha vicharayet. Tam nirudya. Tam abhivancham nirudya. Nirudya means having suppressed. Having suppressed that desire, yaha vicharayet. Mahavakya vicharayet. Mahavakyam vicharayet. So definitely one tries to analyze Mahavakya, well, then definitely that will not help, because you have suppressed the desire. So if your desire is there, this is a desire for a anatma, desire, because abrahma bonan lokaha punaravartinah, therefore whatever you desire which is other than you, definitely it is time bound thing, because you don't have right now at this place, at this moment you don't have. So well, you will get at other time at other place. It's a all time bound thing, and anything is time bound, well, definitely you will be separated from it. Either you go away or thing will go away. And Bhagavan said Brahmaloka also will perish, and whoever are there in Brahmaloka also, well, definitely will go away. In case, I mean, if you do not gain knowledge, well, definitely, then definitely you have return also. So this kind of a thing is there. So yeah, Atmanam Vicharet, Mahavakyam Vicharet, that student inquiring to one's own nature, having suppressed the desire which is based on anatma, and suppress the desire while looking upon yourself as ahankara only, then definitely this vichara cannot generate jnanam. That is how many people for years together, they listen, 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 listen. They keep listening. They have formed such a habit that daily 2-3 hours listening. And after 8 years, I am telling you a true story. After 8 years, the person realizes that, well, I have wasted my time. He says, I have wasted my time, I would have married. A recent, very recent example. Very recent example I am giving you. I would have married. I have wasted. Imagine. The boy says like this. Because suppressed. He thought this, people want to get rid of this extrovertedness. Just they think that they listen, and they don't do any viveka. You have to do viveka. What you want in your life is something independent. What you will want in your life is something which is permanent. Well, and what is that thing? That cannot be anything in the world, etc. You have to do viveka, and then vairagya is born. Then the desires will be automatically, for the anatma, etc., will go away, including Brahmaloka also, can go away. But if you suppress it, then definitely this listening will not help. But Swami, you said listening will help in sadhana chatushraya. Yes. But as you listen, are you doing that discrimination, etc.? Are you doing afterwards, after the Shravanam is over? Are you analyzing in your life? No. Then you have to start with that Purushartha Viveka. That only generates Vairagya. That only generates Shamadama, etc. And therefore, Mumukshutvam becomes very stronger later then. Anyway. And therefore, it is very clearly he says, Brahmaloka vivanchayam samyak satyam. Samyak satyam, it is, if it is satyam, it is very intense for you. Tam nirudhya. Well, tam abhimancham nirudhya vicharayet. Yaha vicharayet. Then, natu atmanam natu sakshat karoti ayam. Ayam purushaha atmanam na sakshat karoti. Well, he does not have a jnanam which will transform his mindset. His mindset has not changed at all. So after listening, your mindset doesn't change. Definitely that's an obstacle. That obstacle could be extrovertedness also, which is a known obstacle. Of course, it is a known obstacle. Obstacle in terms of an unknown, which is adrishta. That also will be taken care of by this Nirguna Brahma Upasana we are talking. Anyway, verse 52. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartha iti shastratah brahmaloke sakalpante brahmana saha muchyate. The old tune comes because of this, this very well-known mantra. Anyway, so he explains now that previous shloka with the help of a Shruti Pramana. Because this is a Shruti only. So it is in Mundaka Upanishad and in Mahanarayana Upanishad also. That is generally used for inviting the sannyasis, etc. You know very well. And in that mantra, of course, there are two different readings in that third line. So Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha iti Shastrataha Brahmaloke. And if you remember that Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha Sannyasa, what is that? Anyway, so Brahmaloke tu Parantakale. In that it is Brahmalokeshu Parantakale also is there, or Brahmaloke tu Parantakale also is there. So word Brahmaloka now is interpreted in two different ways. Bhashyakara, while explaining Mundaka Upanishad mantra, Bhashyakara takes this Brahmaloka as a Brahman. Brahma iti lokaha Brahmaloka. Yeah. But Swami, Brahman cannot be Loka. Somebody told me. Even Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says Atma Loka. One who desires Atma Loka, they don't desire any other worlds. So then we feel how Atma is a Loka. But word Loka has a three meanings. One first meaning, Loka means a place. Right? A place. And then the second meaning is Lokyate iti Loka. What is Anubhuyate? Lokyate Anubhuyate iti Loka. That is one that is which you experience is also called Loka. All these objects, sense objects, etc., they are also called Loka. Loka means a place, particular place, like Swarga, this Bhuloka, etc. These are particular place, particular world, we can say. Anyway, and the third meaning of Loka is a consciousness, because Lokyate Anubhuyate Anena iti Loka, by which you experience everything. That is consciousness. And therefore, third meaning of Loka means Atma. So, Brahma iti Loka, Brahma Loka, or Atma iti Loka, Atma Loka. So, Bhashyakara takes it this way. While commenting upon Mundaka Upanishad mantra, this particular mantra, which is there in Brihadaranyaka also, anyway, in Mahanarayana Upanishad. So, well, it is, Bhashyakara comments it, gives a meaning. Brahma Loka means Brahman. So, and that is very popular interpretation also. But the second interpretation is Brahmaloka means Brahmaloka, that place, particular place, Brahmaloka, the highest Loka, etc. So, if you take Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha, one who has ascertained this meaning of the Mahavakya, etc. properly, Sunishchitarthaha, very well they have ascertained, and means they have understood very clearly, they gain Aparoksha Jnanam. For such a sannyasis, well, definitely there is a Jivan Mukti, right? There is a Jivan Mukti. But, and definitely after the fall of the body is Videha Mukti. But if you take Brahmaloka as Brahmaloka, then definitely, well, they have been exposed to the teaching, they have understood clearly also the meaning, but they are not able to accept it as a fact. To assimilate is one thing, but while assimilation, you accept that it is a fact. That's how you are in a process of assimilation, called Nididhyasana. But if you don't accept at all, that I don't think I am Brahman, or maybe I will gain that in the future, etc. So, well, it says you are free, but so will you accept? No. I won't say I am free. I will be free. I can tell, but I am free. I will not say that kind of a thing. So then definitely this is not a question of a Nididhyasanam now. It's a question of definitely you don't have a so-called Jnanam. It is just a Jnana Abhasa. And therefore definitely then Nirguna Brahma Upasana, etc. But one point is, such people will definitely gain Brahmaloka. Imagine. They Parantaka means after this this is over, and they go to Brahmaloka, and they gain knowledge there, because gaining Brahmaloka itself will exhaust your prarabdha along with that obstacle. Yeah, and there you gain exposure there, and then gain teaching, and then gain teaching, become free, and now you have, it's a Brahmaloka body, and therefore that body will remain. Swargaloka itself, the Devata's Sharira is, our 1 year is there 1 day. Imagine, our 1 year, one human year is equal to 1 day of a Devata. And these Devatas they are called Amrutaha. So immortal, means a very long life. Then what about Satyaloka, means Brahmaloka? Definitely it is, so for a long time. Till the Brahmaloka will be there, well, this, but till Brahmaloka means how many human years? Well, I can give you number which you do on your own, okay? Then it is 8.64 billion years, multiply 365, multiply 100. This many years will be called Kalpa, where Brahmaji's Ayushya will be there. Or else, other way also we can say, till the Kalpa means will be, Puja Swamiji gives this way, but generally Kalpa is little different. Kalpa means when Brahmaji's one day is over. 4.32 billion years of a day, 4.32 billion years of a night. Sahasrayuga paryantam aharyat brahmano viduhu ratrim yuga sahasrantam teho ratravido janaha. So 4.32 billion years of a day, 4.32 billion years of a night, 8.64 billion years is over. The universe resolves into Brahmaji's mind, because it's all ultimately dream. Like from our own mind, the dream world comes out and resolves into mind, our own mind, in a sleep itself. Well, that is how it happens. So there the Brahmaloka also will go away. And therefore, well, definitely Brahmaji will remain. But Brahmaloka will go away. Yeah. So just like we remain. But our dream world will go away. We create and it goes away from our mind. Same way. Then Mahakalpa will come, when even Brahmaji will go, resolve into Parmeshwara, etc. That kind of a thing. Anyway, so that is how it said, Brahmaloke Sakalpante. Kalpa. Kalpa means 8.64 billion years, not a Brahmaji's total ayu. It is Brahmaji's one day. It's called Kalpa. That is called Mahakalpa, etc. We have to be careful about it. In case if you have some other idea, please rectify it. So, so this is, then they gain Krama Mukti. They, as a free person, like here Jivan Mukta keeps moving around till the Prarabdha is there. There also, they gain knowledge and they become free, and their Jivan Mukta. In Brahmaloka, Jivan Mukta, where they ultimately resolve with the Brahmaji's sleep is over. I mean, with the Brahmaji, when go to sleep, they also will go away. That is called Parantakale. Well, they Kalpante, well, they Praliyante, we can say, with it. Krama Mukti, they have a Krama Mukti. So this is how. My point is, ultimately, this going to Brahmaloka, etc., well, remove the Pratibandha, etc., and they will be able to gain knowledge, etc. So, iti shastrataha, Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha, that is the Visheshana for the Janaha, for the people, Jnaninaha, you can say. So, and this is a mantra in a Mundaka Upanishad 3 to 6, and in a Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, not exactly same. But the idea is this only, and it is 6 to 15, etc. So, iti shastrataha. Well, according to this mantra, saha, that person, that jnani, well, who was not able to accept this jnanam, here he has listened here, Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha, he listened here, but he did not gain jnanam. Well, gain jnanam later. And what kind of a pratibandha? Well, Brahmaloka Vivancha also will be there. So, Brahmaloka Vivancha will be there. But going to Vaikuntha, especially, I have seen even Vaishnavas, they have, all the time have this itcha, going to Vaikuntha. That's what they consider moksha also. Vishitadvaitin consider that alone is a moksha. Anyway, so any pratibandha will be there, but this here Brahmaloka Vivancha is there, and person is doing meditations, etc. That is a Saguna Brahma Upasana, if they continue to do, and well, they go there. So Pratibandha which was here, because of which, well, they were not able to appreciate this. They appreciate there. So Saha Jnana Abhasavan Brahmaloke means goes to Brahmaloka through Shuklagati. And in Shuklagati many stations come. Yeah, that is in Chandogya Upanishad in the 5th chapter, there is a Panchagni Vidya. There these things come, that this Upasaka who does this Panchagni Upasana looked upon Ishvara as in form of fivefold fires, and this world and this woman and then rain and this Swarga and all these are fire. He looks upon everything is Ishvara, but he looks upon this thing as the Ishvara and meditates. He gains through Shuklagati, he goes through Shuklagati towards Brahmaloka. In between many stations come, and in every station there will be some reception, and then that will be that he will take it to some other loka. Then there someone else receives, and then he will take this upasaka to further, like that, up to Vidyul loka. And then amanavaha purushaha brahma gamayati. Well, the person who doesn't have a human form will come and take the upasaka from this Vidyul loka to Brahma loka, etc. like that. So many upasakas will remain in Vidyul loka, and many upasakas will go there. Somebody, how do you know all this? This is in Brahma Sutra 4.3.15. This is discussed. 4.3.15. It's very well discussed there because this is a issue. And therefore, going to Brahmaloka and then returning, going to Brahmaloka and gaining knowledge and Krama Mukti, how this is possible? All are upasakas? No. Then there Vyasacharya says, well, some will have a stationed permanently in Vidyul Loka, and from there they return, and the other will go to Brahmaloka, gain jnanam and become free. That kind of a thing has been discussed there in 4.3.15, 4th chapter, 3rd Adhikaranam and 15th Sutra. Anyway, so this Brahmaloka well goes to Shuklagati, and then Vivancha will definitely go away. Right? Certain desire which were here will be fulfilled because now it has been fulfilled. Brahmaloka Vivancha was there. While now you have reached to Brahmaloka, so you are free from the desire. That the obstacle has gone. And then, well, one gains jnanam, etc. So Kalpante. At the end of a Brahmaji's waking hours over, well, definitely one gains jnanam. One becomes free actually. Gains jnanam in between, but gains freedom. Krama Mukti. Along with Brahmaji. As a result of a Mahavakya Vichara which is done there. Or here it is done but not understood because the desire was there all the time. And the desire was based on a Ahankara. Ahankara was a reality for him. If Ahankara is a reality for him, then you will never claim I am Brahman. Verse 53. Keshanchit savicharopi karmana pratibadhyate shravanaya api bahubihi yona labhya iti shrute. So here Vidyaranya talks about a other type of a student. While previously he talked about a one type of a student who has been gained the exposure of the Mahavakya, understood but not able to accept it as a fact for him. That kind of a student. That's what we were discussing. Now the other student is, well, he doesn't have much inclination, or even if he gets exposed to the teaching, well, he listens to Mahavakya, he feels this is totally a useless thing. But you won't appreciate even an iota. The previous person was able to appreciate. He was able to understand that, yeah, this is the equation, and that way, well, individual is Brahman, etc. He understands it. But he is not able to accept it as a fact, even though it has been narrated as a fact. Giving the sentence is in a present tense means it is a fact. But this person, that person was not able to accept it as that kind of a person. A different obstacle. This person, well, he is not able to appreciate at all Mahavakya. Even though he is exposed to, he is not able to appreciate it. This what is being said. This Samadhi Brahma, he is going to talk about this Upasana, he is going to talk about for both this type of people, from 54 onwards. So, but he is introducing another type of a student who is exposed to the teaching, but Avantar Vakya, of course, one can, they have nothing to do with me. Where Brahman is, everything is produced, everything is created from, ultimately from Brahman. You will say, yes, not a big deal. But that Brahman is you. Oh. He says, I am not able to understand what is it being told here. That is another type of a student. So, there Pratibandha, of course, is there. And therefore, well, this kind of a person will also have a Pratibandha. So, Keshanchit, for some unfortunate people, Saha Vicharaha api, this Mahavakya Vichara, etc., also is obstructed. That person was doing a Mahavakya Vichara, gained that kind of a clarity that yes, therefore individual is a Brahman, everything understood. Therefore individual means that I am Brahman, that has been told, I have understood. But for me this could be reality in the future, not now. I won't say I am Brahman, I am free. I won't say I have gained liberation, no. That is in the future I may get. So that's the obstacle. That's one type of student. This person, Saha Vicharaha api, well, Vicharaha api karmana pratividyate. Karmana means here obstacle. So some kind of a prarabdha. I mean, karma means some kind of a prarabdha, karma phala. Well, Adrishta, well, definitely it is obstructed. Karmana pratipadyate, and because of that, what Shravanayapi bahubhihi yah na labhyah iti shrutehe. Iti shrutehe, Kathopanishad, well, 1 to 7, where it is said, Shravanaya api bahubhihi na labhyah. So this is actually a quotation from that mantra from Kathopanishad 1 to 7. So, well, there is no opportunity for Mahavakya Vichara. It is not, you don't take that way. No. I don't agree, especially that he has just, in Upanishad, he listened only Avantar Vakya, Brahma Jagat Karanam, he has listened and then stopped. And then he was not able to listen. I don't think so. Well, definitely, he has heard Mahavakya also, that Jagat Karanam Brahman is you. That part he doesn't understand. So, Shravanaya api na labhyaha means Shravanam here means Mahavakya Vichara. Means Mahavakya Vichara basically is not available to him, means he is not able to do. He is not able to do Mahavakya Vichara. We have to take it that way. That part he finds very difficult. When Brahman is Jagat Karanam, he says, I can understand and I can accept. I have Shraddha that everything is ultimately manifest from Brahman with the help of Maya, etc. But that Jagat Karanam Brahman, the all pervasive, limitless consciousness is you. And therefore you are all pervading, you are Jagat Karanam. This is too much. This is too much, he says. Could you follow? And therefore that is Shravanam means not, it is not available for listening. No. Shravanam, technical word. And that is the technical meaning, of course, for Shravanam is Mahavakya Vichara. So analysis of Mahavakya is not able to do because of Prajna Mandhyam or something, anything. Anyway, so yaha Atma na lapya, definitely. So this Atma Jnanam through Mahavakya, well, of course, he can gain, but it is not available. Na labhyaha is a potential passive participle. It is not available. Bahubhihi, for many. Bahubhihi, you have to take it as a Kartari Trutya. For many people or by many people, this Atma is not available. Means this Mahavakya Vichara is not available. That we can understand. Iti Shrutehi, because of that Kathopanishad Shruti Vakya, we come to know that there is obstacle also. So there are two types of students. Now you can follow. Now from verse 54 onwards, he will be talking about, he is introducing how to carry out this Nirguna Brahma Upasana, etc. Maybe I think 20-25 verses he will talk. First he will say Nirguna Brahma Upasana is possible. And I told you, let me tell you once again, Saguna Brahma Upasana and Nirguna Brahma Upasana, both are there, both have a different purpose. Let me talk about Saguna Brahma Upasana first in onset of this. Saguna Brahma Upasana, in a Veda there are three sections, we say, even though there are two, because Upasana also is a karma, manas karma. So, but we generally make three sections. There is a reason for that. And people look upon even Bhagavad Gita. So, Acharyas look upon this Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters in these three sections. They say first 6 chapters is a karma yoga. The next 6 chapters, 7 to 12, is a upasana. And 13 to 18 is a Jnana yoga. They say like that. And it has some sense. It has some sense. Because Bhagavan starts describing what is Ishvara, etc. and starts talking about the glories, etc. Now, when you talk about the glories, etc. of a Brahman, that is a Saguna Brahma alone, attributes, then it is why Bhagavan should describe attributes of Ishvara here? So that you meditate. When you meditate, definitely there should be some attribute. You meditate on attributes only. And then so 7th chapter, 8th chapter you can leave it little aside. 7th chapter, 9th chapter, 8th chapter also Upasana, but I will little away. It's odd man out. 7, 9, 10, all 10 also glories. 11 whole Vishwarupa. It's Saguna Brahma. So well, definitely. And 12th question itself of Arjuna regarding this Saguna Brahma Upasaka and comparison between the one who is trying to gain knowledge of a Nirguna Brahma and this person who is doing the Upasana on Saguna Brahma, who is better, etc. So Acharyas look upon this 7 to 12 chapter as a upasana is very, very, is it looks true. And chapter 13 and 15 are literally Upanishads. Kshetra Kshetragni Vibhaga Atma Anatma Viveka only is there in 13th chapter. 15th chapter itself, the Purushottam Yoga, etc., it's a complete Upanishad. People say 15th chapter is a Upanishad. Acharyas, in general, not anyone. I'm not quoting other person, but Acharyas themselves. So therefore, well, this 6 chapters, Jnana Yoga, etc. There's a way of looking. Then the big question is, why Upasana should be there in middle of Bhagavad Gita or in the beginning of the Upanishads? So that why there should be Upasana? Because it's a karma. Karma means it should go to the earlier section of the Veda. And why in Upanishads? All Upanishad begins with Upasana. Taittiriya begins with Upasana. Brihadaranyaka begins with Upasana. Even in other Upanishads also there is a Upasana. Because here Upanishad means Jnanam only should be there. No. Because there is a relationship between a karma and Jnanam. In terms of Karma Yoga, of course, there is a relationship. Arat Upakarakam. So the Arat Upakarakam means basically, it is indirectly useful for moksha, for Jnanam, Karma Yoga also. And Upasana also helps for the Jnanam. But compared to Karma Yoga, Upasana has a little closer. Even after one is becoming free from the, likes and dislikes, etc., means one has little say over one's own likes and dislikes. Still, and so you are leading a life of a dharma, etc., still your mind keeps wandering. Just wanders. Not on the object of attachment or object of hatred, etc., but it keeps wandering. So that shows that something else is needed as a discipline, so that this knowledge can definitely stay. For knowledge to stay well, you should have a steady mind. Steady mind. So in order to gain a steady mind, a abiding mind, Upasana has a role. So even after Shravanam Mananam, when you sit for Nididhyasanam, you find your mind is not able to stay with the teaching, keeps moving. So Nididhyasanam becomes difficult, very difficult, very difficult. But if a person has done Upasana and has that abiding mind, then when he exposes to this teaching and listens, etc., gains clarity, then for him to assimilate this knowledge is comparatively simple. So the people who do Upasana, those people who are exposed to the teaching, they are able to assimilate the knowledge faster. The people who are not exposed to this Upasana and they try to do Nididhyasana, for them it's a little difficult job. It is there. And therefore, compared to Karma Yoga, Upasana has a very, very important role for assimilation of knowledge and moksha, etc. That is why Upasanas has been taken along with the Upanishads also. And Upasana has been mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. That is the thing. This is the reason. This is regarding Saguna Brahma, Upasana. And Upasana can be in many types of Upasanas are there. These Ahangara Upasanas are there. And Samprati Upasana. Many types of Upasanas are there, in which you look upon, you take a form of a Ishvara which you like, called Ishta Devata, and then you meditate. And then results are also mentioned. If you meditate on this form of Ishvara, well, you will gain this. If you meditate on this, and you will see in the Chandogya, in the 8th chapter, not in 8th chapter, 7th chapter, I'm sorry. Sorry, 7th chapter, there are 16 types of upasanas have been mentioned. All Saguna Brahma Upasana. And the results are also mentioned. And those 16 things, the Upasana on the 16 things, one by one, and then the results have been mentioned. So this is all regarding Saguna Brahma Upasana. Well, depending, and that Brahmaloko also, well, definitely you can gain It's as a result. If you look upon, if you do a Saguna Brahma Upasana, in terms of your Saguna Brahma could be, Ishvara could be any form, Shiva, Vishnu or anything. So this is regarding Saguna Brahma Upasana. And Nirguna Brahma Upasana is for removing the removing the pratibandhas. You are already exposed to this Shravanam, but you are not able to appreciate one, or you are able to appreciate, but you are not able to accept it as a fact for you. In that case, well, this Samadhi Brahma or Nirguna Brahma Upasana, where you superimpose, it's all deliberate superimposition. Saguna Brahma Upasana is also deliberate superimposition. Either it will be a pratika or it will be a pratima. Either. Like chapter 8 talks about a Omkar Upasana. Right? Talks about a Omkar Upasana and then what happens to Omkar Upasaka at the time of death, etc. That is the topic there. And but somebody, you said odd man out, you were saying, and then you did not answer. Yeah. So chapter 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 all well talks about Upasana, Saguna Brahma Upasana. But then there the aim is that you look, you see the glories of Ishvara, definitely. Means you look upon Ishvara with the attributes, Brahman with attributes, and while you appreciate Ishvara like that, you do meditate, and then definitely you gain such chitta naishalyam, gain a certain steadiness, then exposed to the teaching, keep aside the upasana, and gain knowledge, and you will be able to assimilate also because you have gained a steady mind, abiding mind. So that is the topic. Chapter 8 talks that no, well, this Saguna Brahma Upasaka does not get exposure to this teaching, or he is not interested, or even if he comes to the teaching, he is not able to appreciate either. He continues with his Upasana only. Then what will happen at the time of death? So that's how it's an odd man out. So and then definitely there is no question of Jivan Mukti, right? There is no question of Jivan Mukti. Goes to Brahmaloka and then gain Jnanam and then Krama Mukti. So chapter 8 talks about a Krama Mukti. Shukla Gati, Krishna Gati, then one who goes via Shukla Gati. I mentioned also in verse 26, Bhagavan very clearly mentioned that Ekaya Yati Anavrittim. If you go to via Shukla Krishna Gati Hete Jagata Shashvate Made, Ekaya Yati Anavrittim Anyaya Avartate Punaha. So if you go via Krishna Gati, well, definitely Krishna Marga, then definitely you will return. Via Shukla Marga, if you go, you won't return. Means Krama Mukti. So anyway, so chapter 8 definitely talks about the Upasaka, about what happens to this Upasaka if he remembers Ishvara at the end of the life. And he can remember Ishvara well, definitely, because he has developed those patterns, habits. By doing Upasana, his mind is saturated with the thought of Ishvara. And therefore, at the end also, definitely where free will is not working, will is not functioning, yet because of the habit, because of his vasanas, he will, in his mind, well, the last thought also will be of Ishvara, and then he gains Brahmaloka, etc. So that is the thing. And this Nirguna Brahma Upasana is when you are exposed to the teaching and you are not able to appreciate. Then definitely you should do this deliberate superimposition upon of Mahavakya upon yourself. It's superimpose upon yourself this, that I am Brahman, etc. You don't accept yourself as a Brahman? Yes. Okay, then you superimpose, no problem. That I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. And that will help to remove Adrishta only. It removes Adrishta. So this is how we have to understand. Drashtapati Bandha could be there for a Saguna Brahma Upasaka in terms of that he wants Brahmaloka only. He wants Brahmaloka. And then definitely, well, then there is no question of he will appreciate this Jnanam at all. Anyway, so this verse 54 onwards, well, Vidyaranya talks about this Nirguna Brahma Upasana for both the types of candidates. One who understands Mahavakya yet not able to accept it as a fact, or one who is not able to understand Mahavakya at all. He just accept that yes, Brahman is Jagat Karanam, Paroksha Jnanam of Brahman, etc. is there. This person has a Jnanam called so-called aparoksha jnanam, but really speaking, that is a jnana abhasa only. Well, for both these candidates, Nirguna Brahma Upasana is there. That is what has been mentioned. So here there is no role of Saguna Brahma Upasana. Saguna Brahma Upasana will be helpful for your successful Nididhyasana, which Saguna Brahma Upasana is helpful for gaining a steady mind, abiding mind, you will gain a mind which has a more absorption capacity, that kind of a thing, which will be in general useful. So there Saguna Brahma Upasana will remove some pratibandha. No. If you want to say pratibandha in terms of a vikshepa, that is okay. Avarana mala vikshepa, right? So vikshepa, mind keeps wandering, etc. That pratibandha will go, but that's a drashta pratibandha. Here this Nirguna Brahma Upasana is helpful to remove drishta. Well, you are exposed to the teaching and still you are not able to appreciate, or you are able to appreciate and not able to accept it as a fact, means some adrishta is there. And that's how he said here, karmana pratibadhyate, because of prarabdha karma. Well, this second type of person, doesn't able to appreciate the Mahavakya at all. He feels it is very difficult to understand, he says. And you will find that there are people like this. Anyway, so adrishta pratibandha. So this Nirguna Brahma Upasana will have a major role in removing your adrishta pratibandha. Whereas Saguna Brahma Upasana has a major role in removing a pratibandha which is drashta pratibandha, vikshepa. Please understand this. And so yesterday itself somebody was asking me, Saguna Brahma Upasana is there, then Nirguna Brahma Upasana. I said it is there. Better study Pancadasi. So this is how we have to understand. Both has a different role. But Swamiji, you said this Saguna Brahma Upasaka also goes to Brahmaloka, and then Pratibandha goes on. Yes, but that is the desire itself was a Pratibandha. To go to Brahmaloka, that was his desire. So he was not ready to listen to Shastra. He wanted to go to Vaikuntha, etc. Well, then once you go there, your desire is over now. So that Pratibandha goes away. Could you follow? Yeah, so that's a different thing. But in general, adrishta pratibandha means Nirguna Brahma Upasana. And drishta pratibandha called vikshepa. So Karma Yoga removes malam. Self-knowledge removes avaranam, ajnana. And upasana removes this vikshepa. So this is how three types of impurities are there. I have been taken care of by three different types of disciplines. Anyway, so with this, I think I will stop here. I will talk to you from 54 onwards later. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.